Rabiot said before that Mbappe was not 100%. Deschamps said he said even he's 110%. But the truth is, these Euros is not really. He's not really up their level. Do you fear he might wake up tomorrow? Someone like Mbappe. Well, I don't trust what people say. I know the kind of player that he is. I know he can make a difference with easiness. He doesn't need to be in top form or not. He can hurt any team at any time. If he's on the pitch, he will be a threat, and we will have to be very aware of what he does.
What can the story behind Bojan Kirkic tell you when it comes to how you should treat Lamine Yamal? Can you learn something from what Bojan Kirkic did experience?
Well, to be honest, you have to ask Lamine. I mean, Lamine is a very young talent, as you know. I think he's doing great in a very tough competition as is the Euros. I mean, it's not easy with his age, have the personality and the courage he's having. So yeah, I don't know. I think that they're in the same club, of course. I don't know what they talk, but what I can say about Lamine is that he's very focused. Of course, he's still a kid, lots of things to improve, but he's helping us a lot. And the most important thing for me, he wants to listen and to improve with the people that want to help him. So yeah, this is the thing.
Rafael Weiss, AD Sportschau. Estáis muy cerca de ganar la Eurocopa y
you're very close to winning the Euros and following in the footsteps of the golden generation of Spanish football. What are your memories of that time? And if you think that this group could be an equally successful generation, well, I always said that this golden generation that you talk about, but they are golden generation today. But when they started playing, they weren't. They had to build their own legacy. So we have to be aware of the kind of team we have, how hard we're working, and what we need to do in order to achieve our objective. We don't really think about anything like that, to be honest. We have a super difficult match tomorrow against one of the best national teams in the last few years, who is going to complicate things for us very much. It's going to be an extremely tough game tomorrow. It's not. We will not have to be a good game. We will have to play an optimal version. See, an optimal version of ourselves if we want to reach the final.
Our pundit thinks you're the one who should win it. I know you don't like to promote yourself, but what would it mean for you personally to win an award like that, but also for your position on the pitch regarding that it's quite rare for players in your position to be acknowledged with an award like that?
Yes, as you said, I think I said it many times. In my perspective of what I understand about football is about winning collectively. Of course, it's always good when they recognize your work as individual, you know, but everything I do or what I do is to win as a team. I am agree with you in the sense that of course, we know how football works, but midfielders, they're sometimes not as they have the same image as strikers or whatever. But this is what it is. I don't blame anyone. I just do my football, and glad for the people like you that want me to win this kind of awards and that support me and support the players that played my role. In my opinion, it's the most beautiful position in football because you enjoy a lot all the aspects of the football. So this is what I can tell you.
Rodrigo, hi. Of Spain's 3 victories in 2008, 10 and 12, personally as a child or a youngster, what was your strongest memories of these tournaments?
Well, I remember 2008 was the kind of the first Euros I watched, you know, properly with the age. And I remember being a completely fan, you know, Spanish fan. I was a kid and I wanted so bad to win with Spain, you know, and imagine when we do it, we kind of believe that, you know, Spain could do big things, and then the World Cup came, and again another Euros, and they opened kind of the, you know, this feeling that we can be champions. And now Spain is one of the best teams, national team, because this generation, and we want to do the same. I mean, we won the Nations League, and we have the experience of winning, and now we're here. So, but we've been working a lot to arrive to this moment. So we know how tough it is to arrive, and we learn also from the past, because we've been in the last Euros in the semi-finals. So, yeah, hopefully we can do even better to arrive into the final.
Rodrigo, hi, Caribbean Sports. I'd like to talk to you about the physicality of this match. Your boss says that this is the strongest team, probably physically, you're going to come up against. Ahead of the match with Germany, Nagelsmann talked about Yamal and said that we will kick him. We'll see how he responds to that. And we saw Cruz against Pedri. Do you want to make sure that your players are protected for the first minute? Do you believe that yellow cards should be showed in the first 8 minutes when other teams may want to enforce their physicality?
Yeah, of course. As football players, we always want to be protected, and this is the job of the referee. I mean, the level he put the standards of what is a yellow card or a red card is his job, is not our job. And we will play with the rules or with the level he put. This is the reality. And I agree with you. Tomorrow is going to be a very, very physical and strong, physically battle on the game, because they're a very physical team, you know. So we will have to go in the same way, try to be strong, use the body, and the duels be strong, because we know the power they have. And bring the game of what this is good for us.
First row.
Hi, I'm Phúc from Vietnam. I have one question for you. Who do you think is the most dangerous on the French team?
Can you repeat the question? I don't understand.
Who do you think is the most dangerous on the French team?
The most what?
The most dangerous.
Yeah. Part or player?
Player.
Player or
player.
Player. I mean, in terms of ability of making the difference, as you said, individually, of course, is Kylian Mbappe. So, but France is more than him. It's a whole team. They defend so good. They contra that. They can play the ball. So there's many aspects. We don't like to individualize on a player.
Rodri aquí, José Luis Allegue para Marca. Quería preguntarte por el partido contra Alemania, porque bueno, se dio una circunstancia de juego donde Luis de la Fuente cambia.
There were some circumstances in which De La Fuente maybe replaced Lamine maybe too early, and maybe then Nico. And did you like the substitutions that De La Fuente made? Since you're a footballer and you might end up on a bench someday. As of today, I'm not a coach. I will leave that responsibility to our coach. I think he's doing things really well. If he substituted them, it's because he thought he's so fit. So it's nothing to argue against that. When you bring some players for others, different players have different abilities, and you try to exploit the different abilities. Ferran is a very powerful player with space. He could have scored a couple of times, actually. So the coach makes the changes for a reason. There is a full technical staff that they analyze this kind of situation with, etc. So they will have the reasons to make the changes, and what I do is just play.
Okay. Zoran Michevski, Prensa Macedonia. Hora buena para llegar a la semis. A manera como ha jugado la selección española.
Congratulations for reaching the semi-finals. France has not lost a game in 90 minutes, over 90 minutes. In 10 years, they haven't lost a single game. They only lost on extra time and or on penalties. So, do you think it's more difficult to play against this French team, and why? Well, obviously, in the last years, it's one of the teams that has reached more finals and has obtained more results. That's obvious, and they are a really difficult team to beat. But we have our own weapons. We are going to try to take the game to where we want to. We know the kind of opponents we are facing, but there is no fear. We are confident in the way we are doing things, and we have proved that we can beat any opponent. Your goal against Georgia was the first goal from outside the penalty box in a Euro since the year 2000. Knowing how solid is France at the back and the good shooters that you have from afar, do you think you should try your luck more often from there? Well, we have players that can make a difference in that respect. And of course, against a national team that is so well organized at the back, etc., and who will accumulate many players in their own penalty box, I think we can shoot really well from outside. Some good midfielders who can shoot from outside. So if the game goes the same way that I think that they are going to wait for us at the back, I think that could be a good solution. I wanted to ask you what you think about what Morata said that he might leave the national team. Well, it's a very personal opinion. I think his head is not he's not thinking about that kind of stuff right now. I think he's very much focused focused on a vital game which is at hand tomorrow, and I'm sure he's going to show his best level tomorrow, and whatever he decides after that will be his own decision.
France might be the most boring team. Is there an extra satisfaction as a player to win against a boring team that just defends?
Well, it might be boring for the people to watch. I don't see football in that way. I see football in the sense that they arrive into the semi-finals and there are others that they are not in the semi-finals. So at the minute they are there, like us. And now what you do so far is what matters. So we just want to win. We just want to play our football. We don't look much on what they do. And yeah, we're just going to focus on ourselves, and that opinion is for the people.
This way first.
Oh, thank you, Rodri. I'd like to know, so you played the central defender in the World Cup, so will you do the same thing tomorrow? And, you know, you have 3 players short, so you played the same position in the World Cup as a central defender. That's my first question. And second question is...
Please, only one question.
No entendí nada. I didn't understand you, sorry.
Can you repeat the question, please?
You played as a central defender in the World Cup, yeah. And will you do the same thing tomorrow? You have 3 players short. Yeah. You're short of, okay, you're short of 3 players.
3 players. The team is missing.
Okay. No. Don't worry. I think we have enough players to substitute that circumstance. I think you're talking about Carvajal or Robin or even Pedri. Don't worry, we have enough good players to solve this situation. They will do brilliantly. And this is the coach's decision. But yeah, I think not much to say.
Rodri, Elena Condis de la cadena COPE. Antes del partido contra Alemania nos decías que con balón...
Ahead of the game against Germany, you said that with the ball, you had to play as a big team and without the ball as a small team. Does that apply to the game against France tomorrow? Yes, no doubt about it. Up until the very end, up until however far we can reach. That is what takes you, that allows you to win. Without the ball, you have to be that you are you have to prove that you are a very solid, very organized team. We've been talking about the solidarity of the team. We finish every match exhausted. We leave everything on the pitch. That says a lot about the effort that the team is making with helping each other, etc., covering for each other. And I still stick to my words. Spain is playing a great Euro. The midfielders are complementing really well. We have different solutions inside, outside, and the wingers are playing brilliantly. So tactically, what is the secret of success for Spain? Well, if I let you know here, no, I'm joking. It's obviously what we can see is a very vertical Spain with many different options in attack, very versatile, with very different players who can bring in different things on the pitch, and that gives us many different resources, many ways of playing. I think we have played very different kinds of games this Euro. Plays matches where we had to defend more or going out on the counter-attack, matches where we dominated, etc. And we have to learn of all the experiences. I think against Germany, we could have done better in terms of how we managed our advantage, but we keep learning and we keep trying to be better. We have read many things, many adjectives from many journalists about your role in the national team. I wanted to know how you would describe, in your own words, your role in the national team. Well, obviously, I've been here for a few years. I've been playing for a few years. I've been learning. I've been assuming this role of this leadership role. I've been to 2 different tournaments now, and it allows me to be able to convey what the team needs and wants. I think we show a lot of solidarity and braveness on the pitch. We have no fear of anything, and we combine young players, very young, energetic players with a bit more experience. We have been working hard for a long, long time, and we have a lot of confidence in our possibilities. I wanted to ask you about Pedri. Because of your position on the pitch, you're very close to him. What does Spain lose without Pedri, and what can Spain win with Dani Olmo? What are the main differences? Well, it's obvious that they are 2 very different players. They have different characteristics, but they can play there really well. With Pedri, he has a best last pass and bigger capacity to hold on to the ball. But with Dani Olmo, we're more powerful up front. He interprets spaces really well. We have a very versatile national team with many different resources, like I said before. So when Pedri couldn't be there, and Olmo came in, any of the 2 have been at a fantastic level. Of course, he's a very sensitive casualty for us. Of course, obviously, he's also a teammate who is going to lose these very important games. But he's still here with us, and we support him to the best of our abilities.
Tonight, Media Hub will close at 10:30, and tomorrow afternoon we will open at 4 o'clock. Thank you.